Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. The Power Hour.
It is indeed the Power Hour. Hello, everybody. It's your old friend Randy Helston. The Power Hour for Thanksgiving week 2022 is on the air. Can you believe it? We're into November, the 21st day of November. It's Thanksgiving week. It's about a month away from Christmas week, and that is unbelievable. The First Lady of Power Hour, Panetta, is in the house. Greg is in the house saying hello. Greg Pill in the house, and I want to say hello to everybody and happy Thanksgiving as the Power Hour. And my buddy that took care of his buddy, I was going to say this at the end, and my certainly great buddy Tony Bonham knows that I had a rough weekend, knows I got stranded in Memphis, knows my car had to be towed from Memphis to the mechanic, knows they can't look at the car, knew I didn't have a lot of food in my house. Tony and his lovely girlfriend Sharon came to my house yesterday. I took pictures. I showed the pictures to Adam Dunn, and man, what a Thanksgiving feast. It pays to have good friends. It pays to be the wrestling guy. Now, I've been doing Ubering for 3 years, my retirement gig, and I love it because I like driving. I like money. I like people. So I got a guy early on in my Uber days, and he was wearing a mask because it was COVID. I was wearing a mask because Uber was making the passengers and making the drivers, making all of us wear the mask. So I was doing things right. All of a sudden, I'm in the car, and I'm all covered up. He's all covered up. My buddy Tony Bonham, who we had this ride together. Since then, we've become very, very close friends, and I've had barbecues with his family. I've gone to pick him up when he's stranded. I've given his dog strips, all that sort of thing. But here's the thing. In that conversation, trip number one, he says, I recognize your voice. Now, that's pretty cool. Recognize the voice because he didn't see me. And the name's deceiving on the Uber. None of you guys know me as Rendell, but that's what my driver's license is saying. That's what my Uber name is. So Tony Bonham says, you're the wrestling guy. You're Randy Hales. And we became, isn't that a feel-good story? We became good friends ever since, and I appreciate Tony helping me out. I have enough dip to last through a day, so last through tomorrow. So I'm going to have some dip if I don't get my car. But anyway, I can figure somebody out, and my lazy butt can walk. Al Tuttle, my friend from Georgia, is in the house. And Rod, who was on part one, just like Al, was on part one of the show today when I did a board. I was bored. I needed something to do. So I did a couple of hours of some good talk with Lance Jade as the special guest. The monologue is over. The time is to bring in the producer to see how in the world he is doing. Adam Dunn, as Tony says, I got the hint
about the dip, yeah.
But I am fine to dip. Here's the thing. I'm fine through tomorrow, Tony. I'm fine through tomorrow. So if all is right in the world, I get the car back tomorrow. It's a quick fix. We're hoping for that. Adam is a real positive influence. So when I said, my buddy says that it's a sensor. He said, it could be. But I don't like your freaking car, the freaking transmission. It could be real bad too. So I'll probably have another real bad night of sleep because I worried myself and couldn't sleep a bit last night. I was in a good mood today, had a great day, and Adam had to reinforce it's probably something bad. But tell the people what we're going to see on this show today, and we'll get to it.
Okay. All right. So tonight we're going to be taking a look at episode number 40 from January 16th, 1999 of the Power Hour. We'll see the debut of Venom. Paul Diamond as Venom. He'll be going against Bulldog Reigns. The Superstar, Bill Dundee, going against Sean Stasiak. Aaron O'Grady will be taking on Vicious Vic Grimes. We'll see a handicap match where Brandon Baxter takes on Randy Hales and Tony Falk. Lance Jade will be in action against Derek King. The Young Guns title will be on the line when Big Baldo puts it on the line against Derek King. And then Stasiak confronts Lawler and Stacy at Lawler's house. So we've been seeing that over the past couple of weeks, so we get some more action at Lawler and Stacy's house on today's show, Randy. So they're good Power. Our 40 episodes in, and it doesn't quit.
No, and this one is great, real exciting, and I want to explain something. So what I do when I send the notes for the preview to you, I go to a Power Pro results site, and they watch the show, and they wrote it down, and they put it out there, the results of all 154 shows. Then I grab my original format, my original run sheet with the actual notes of the show. Now, the person that puts the results in just has the results of the show. They have no clue what the format was supposed to be. I compare them. I looked at what the show was supposed to be, and I look at this, and I can pretty much say I think what Adam just read to you is correct. I think it's absolutely correct, but I'll tell you from the get-go the difference, and then I'll tell a technical thing that just difference in the formats I've just noticed, Adam. But the main event of the format show, originally from 1999. Hello, Andrew Calvin Jr., my buddy for sure. And Greg is saying hi to not only me, but to Adam. The format, Adam, and I think I told you because I just noticed it before we went on the air. It says Tony Falk and Randy Hales against Billy Travis and Brandon Baxter right into a close. And that's not what the result says. Yeah. It says it says the next to last thing of the show we are seeing today will be Baldo and Derek King. Then we'll see the confrontation at Lawler and Stacy's house, all that stuff. And then earlier in the show, maybe the third event of the show will be the handicap match, Brandon and RH and Tony Falk. So there's a little change. Now, formatted the last few weeks when we go to Lawler's show, it basically just said from Lawler's part 1, part 2, part 3, Christmas tour, whatever it be. But here it says SOT, which is sound on tape. It says SOT, Stasiak arrives at Lawler. Then it says SOT, backyard brawl. So it just was even formatted different this time. So are you ready? Are you willing?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go? Or are you going to still try to get me in a bad mood and tell me something else that's terrible going on in my life?
I'm ready to go. Let's watch the Power Hour. That always puts everybody in a good mood.
Yeah, and I think Adam is probably with the philosophy of his life and the philosophy like I live like the glass is half full. No matter you people don't know that I'm in a depressed mood. I'm sad, do you? You can't tell it by here. Hell, you can't tell it on this show when Adam's in a good mood. Unless the production goes good on the show, then he's the happiest man alive. He's going to push the button right now. Show number 40, Power Pro Wrestling. Let me do this. Wait for it. The Power Hour. Ha, 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 ha.
Brian Christopher goes over and grabs one of the chairs that the fans were sitting in, and he and Stasiak have got Lawler. Come on, we got to get. There's a cage. They've got a cage out there. I can't believe it. This has got to be a setup.
You know what, Sean? Like I told you just a few minutes ago, if he's in that cage, didn't he say earlier that Stacy home alone?
Yeah, he did, but let me tell you right now, don't get any thoughts in your head and be doing the crazy.
Too late, Corey Macklin. We've had thoughts all day long.
Why are you doing all that?
We had that plan. So you know what? What are you going to do, Sean?
I think I need to go pay her a little visit.
Those no good scum of the earth, Stasiak and Brian Christopher. Look at this. He is going over to Lawler's house to answer your question, Rob. Hopefully I can get my car back in the morning. Hopefully I won't be home around noon. Hopefully I will not be on live. But if the car situation don't work out like Adam has jinxed for me to be probably go broke and lose everything I got because I can't drive, I was trying to think positive. But anyway, if I don't have my car back tomorrow, I will do a live show around noon. So watch this.
Stacy,
open up. Let me in. Unlock the store. I need to talk to you.
Watch this, people, if you missed it last week. This is classic, everybody. Greg, heads up.
Hey, I just want to talk. Let me in. Look, I feel real bad about what happened last week. It was an accident. I came over here to apologize. I'm real sorry. Just let me in. I want to talk.
You think I'm stupid, Sean? I've been watching the TV show. I know you got scissors in your pocket.
Look, just let me in.
I'm not letting you in. Go away.
Keep trying, Sean. Keep trying.
Hey, this is pretty nice. Is this your car?
Yeah, my car.
Ah, it's real nice. When did you get it?
I got it for Christmas. What about it?
Oh, you got it for Christmas. Is that right? Well, have you ever seen what a pair of car keys will do to a new paint job?
Don't you touch my
I'm going to
car.
do it. Then open that door.
I'm not going to do it.
Then I'm going to scratch this baby right now.
All right. Just don't touch my car.
That's more like it. Be a little bit reasonable about this whole matter. Come here.
No. Let go of me. Let go of me. Let go.
Uh-oh. Look at Pumpkin go.
How about a hot telling now? He got one in his door.
And that's how the Power Hour ended last week, and here we go. You see the opening clips. All right. Good mood today. Look at that crowd, a big crowd. As Power Pro Wrestling show number 40 from January the 16th, 1999. Here's Corey Macklin and Dave Brown.
Power Pro Wrestling is on the air. Good to have you back here, too, babe. Good to be back. We got a huge opening match coming up right here today.
Crazy Gail is my friend Gail Brooks, and sympathy to my good friend, longtime friend and friend of Bill Dundee, Jeff Jarrett, the Hope, Eddie Martin, the Hope crew. Gail lost her daughter a week or so ago, and our prayers are out. Everybody pray for Crazy Gail.
Will mourn the death of Paul Diamond and feel the wrath of Venom, because there can be only one.
There he is. Oh, there's Venom in the ring. Venom in the ring. Got that kendo stick along with him. Well, it's been a while since we've seen one of those around. Right?
Yes, it has. No more Paul Diamond. Venom, because there can be only one, he said, and has been saying for the last couple of weeks.
Referee calls for the bell, and here we go. It's Bulldog Reigns and Venom in our opening bout.
You know, Corey, he's been saying that
Greg
there can be
Field
only
sending
one.
hellos out to you,
I
Crazy.
still don't know exactly what that means, but that's what he said.
Paul's almost got a,
Bulldog Reigns.
This is going to be a dandy. And hey, coming up today, we've got the return to Power Pro Wrestling of Aaron O'Grady, a young man who held on to that Young Guns title. He can really maneuver around the
Looks
ring.
like Billy Jack Haynes.
Opponent today.
And a little bit he does. I never noticed that. You're
It is
exactly
indeed.
right
We're
there.
gonna
Good
have,
call there.
Have a big match coming up there with Brian Christopher.
Yeah.
Christopher against O'Grady should be interesting. Not only that, we got a Young Guns title match a little bit later on today. Kid Wicked Kid Wicked scheduled against the new champion of the Young Guns, Baldo.
Yeah.
Now, think about this. You know Kid Wicked, you know Baldo. Baldo's, what, 400 pounds? There's a huge size disadvantage for Kid Wicked there, but that Young Guns title match is on the card later on.
Special challenge coming up also with Sean Stasiak and the superstar Bill Dundee. That's going to be interesting. Big kick from Venom there as he catches.
Adam, what are you going to do Thanksgiving?
Team action, huge main event here today on the Power Hour. On one side
I'll
of the
probably
ring,
go to
we're gonna
Memphis.
have Randy Hales. Wow, power slam from Bulldog. Randy Hales and Tony Falk are going to be in their old RH, as Tony refers to. Taking on Billy Joe Travis and Brandon Baxter.
You going to have Thanksgiving with Kevin Lawler?
Sort of teamed up.
No.
They're not really friends. Brandon has said,
Have a big studio crowd,
that, mist of whatever it is
Yes,
that
Pat.
Venom uses.
Rod Robinson, we appreciate
opponents.
you saying too, Crazy Gale.
Rain,
Sorry
boy, it
for
really slowed
your
him
loss,
down.
Gale.
He's got him up on the ropes.
On the top rope.
Say he's strong.
He's going for
Wishing for Crazy Gale. Crazy Gale is a strong lady.
Calls it the quickening, and there it was right there. And
1, 2, and 3. You got it. Yeah.
it's over.
1, 2, 3.
Venom was a Brandon Baxter idea. I don't know if I've told you that before, Adam, but it was a Brandon Baxter idea, and I wasn't too fine with it. But Brandon certainly was a big help to me, and so I gave him
here on the Power Hour.
I gave him the opportunity to do things, come up with ideas, and he had some great ideas coming up.
Are you there?
Power Pro, the evening, the odds match,
Corey, I guess you realize
and
that
also
I am at home this
Ali.
week. Last week I left Stacy here thinking that would be the way that she would be safe. And as we all know, Sean Stasiak proved to be even more of an idiot than I thought he was. He actually came here to my house and that stupid little stunt of his. Well, this week there won't be any problems like that. Sean Stasiak, don't think for a minute though that I've forgotten about you, because we got a little thing called Revenge is Sweet coming up January 29th down at the New Daisy. You and me, Sean Stasiak, just you and me. And I promise you, it's aptly named because revenge will be sweet.
There's the King, Jerry Lawler, and when we come back, speaking of
So from a
Stasiak,
production standpoint, do you still like that, Adam? Do you still think that looks like a live satellite shot and not a tape?
I thought that it looked good, especially for the time. I mean, I can tell that it's a tape watching it, of course, but I don't think it came across as that the fact that it tried to look live, even with Dave kind of pitching to it. So the timing was good on it, and I think it came across well. I liked how last week when he was driving out there, they kind of mixed static in and out to make it look like it was in motion.
Now, who is Greg asking? Is that Webster? What's he talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know either. The dog's name was Pumpkin.
Looks like we get the commercials this week.
Yeah, so that will extend the length of this show. Who knows who will pop up on this Power Hour? Have you?
There was a kid in the crowd he was talking about.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know who Webster is. Or is he saying that kid looks like Webster on the TV show? Is that what he's saying? Who knows? But it's interesting as well.
Friday night, January 29th, Power Pro Wrestling comes to be a feast at a historic New Daisy Theater. Revenge is sweet when the King Jerry Lawler promises ultimate revenge when he faces the Blue Chipper Sean Stasiak. The very first Power Pro heavyweight champion will be determined with 12 top superstars battle in a huge.
How did these promos look as good, if not better, than half the stuff you see today?
Oh yeah, it's just fantastic.
Revenge is sweet. Friday, January 29th at the New Daisy Theater.
Yeah, that was a real good spot there. Real good. Excellent.
Oh, Revenge is Sweet coming up. It's kind of wild already today. Oh, lights go down. And headed this way, the Blue Chipper, Sean Stasiak. He's headed into the ring. He's got a big challenge match here today against the superstar, Bill Sean Stasiak, blue chipper, a young man who shows a lot of talent, but a young man who is very happy with himself.
Oh, he's in love with himself.
Yeah, out here. Well, I'm not real thrilled to have him out here. You're supposed to be in the ring with a match right now.
This microphone. You know, it really irks me to know that some fool had the nerve to phone the cops on me last week. I don't think that was very funny at all.
I think they should have been called.
When all I was trying to do was apologize and patch things up with Stacy. I had no intentions of inflicting any pain or punishment on her whatsoever.
Yeah, what about the car key?
Let me tell you something. It's very
You're
obvious
right, Al.
that
Look
the
out
production
for
crew here
Pumpkin.
at Power Pro Wrestling's a little bit biased, putting in footage showing me, making me look like a bad guy. All
The
we're trying to do
wacky
is
type
patch things
of
up. That's all we're trying
vitamin,
to do.
Scott.
We saw the tape.
Well, it's come to my conclusion, and I've been told from my good friend Brian Christopher that that fool who phoned the cops was none other than that rotten, stinking Bill Dundee. Dundee, you have no right sticking your nose in my business. When you stick your nose in the blue chipper's business, one thing happens. You get your nose broke with this. And that's exactly what's going to happen to you in this ring in just a very few moments. Dundee, be prepared for the beating of your life coming to the hands of a man who is absolutely fit.
Sean Stasiak, as the lights go down, that signals the arrival of the superstar, Bill Dundee.
Here he is, the little Aussie, and he is ready for Stasiak. Referee calls for the bell, and here we go. This is going to be a big one, Dave. Bill
Yeah,
Dundee
Stasiak,
has
it's just
the
a
back
shame
truck.
they didn't push him in the WWF or WCW. He did a great job. Great job for us.
Yeah, we've
And
talked
it
about
doesn't-
that. We've talked about that before, Randy, that Stasiak's best work was right here on Power Pro.
They really, nobody ever gave him a chance. Now, you had to babysit him for sure, and you had to lead him through it, and that's why working with a Dundee or a Lawler was important. But by the time he got ready to go up there, he was ready if they would have put time into it.
Stasiak has the nerve to say
Samantha
they're trying to make him look like a bad
did
guy.
not
Well, you saw the videotape at the beginning of the
appear
broadcast
with
here.
Bill, and
You
I'm
know
just
he had
wondering,
that
I
car
noticed in the last segment when we dimmed the lights for the entrance, is that something new with Power Pro?
Bad guy there, huh?
Yeah, I think it started a week or two ago, and I don't remember it being maybe just a few months at most. I think it's just trying something new, trying something different.
Will be challenging the current champion, Baldo. 2 count.
I just don't know if I liked it, to tell you the truth, because it was so short, and it's great in a big 10,000 seat arena, but in a TV studio,
Yeah, Mr. Person.
I think you're right that it was just the trying it out, trying new stuff, experimenting. Probably James Estes came up with the idea, asked me what I thought, and my idea was, no, I think we're better off without it.
Right, because you notice too, it seems like they're doing a lot more crowd shots too. It's like I think they're just experimenting.
The referee Aubrey Wayne leaves
That's
the
one of my
ring.
favorite camera shots there, the one up in the rafters.
They just dumped him right over there. Out on the floor they go after him.
Look at Christopher and
No,
Stasiak
Frank,
double
they
team.
couldn't look at the car today. Of course, they were closed on Sunday. It happened Saturday, was towed back home.
True.
So they're going to look at it tomorrow morning. So pray for the best. Good vibes. Adam's been pretty discouraging about the whole situation,
Got him in
but
a
oh well.
hallway back there. They just ran him
If
into a
they
doorway
say, oh,
out
your
there.
transmission's gone, I will then blame Adam. I'm saying you willed it in existence for it to be screwed up.
I guess proud of them.
That's my idea.
Aubrey Wayne telling them, hey, lay off.
Chased him away.
Yeah,
See Aubrey all ass
Here
out
they
of
come
there.
back. Well, I guess they're proud of themselves.
Say that again, Adam.
Well, I tell you.
Well, I guess you're
Did you
happy
see
to
Aubrey
prove that
haul
two
ass
of you
out
can
of there?
beat Dundee.
No,
Tell him to go running. Call the
I was
police
looking
now.
down.
Somebody better dial 911 for that punk. Tell him, Sean. Did I hear right? Is there a camera over at Mr. Lawler's house? I understand he's there protecting Stacy. Protecting her from what? He's
Protecting him from you, that's what. Yeah, he's there.
He's not at home protecting Stacy. He's at home hiding behind Stacy, because that's exactly what you are, Lawler. You're nothing but a gutless coward. Where I come from, when I was a little kid, and we had a problem with somebody, we would settle it in our backyards and take it right there. Yeah. So if you have any guts, you'll accept my challenge right now. If you can hear me, I understand there's a camera over there.
There's a camera over there.
Lawler, you let me know right now.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Buddy Joe.
I don't care. Listen, I mean, if he wants to come out here, let him come.
No, Jerry, I do not think that's a good idea.
I don't care. Listen, let me tell you something, Sean Stasiak. Can you hear me? Huh? Is this on? Am I getting to you? You want to come to my backyard, pal? I've been inviting wrestlers to come into the King's backyard for years, and I'm not going to tell you what they get when they come here. I want you to experience it. You know where I live. You know where my house is. You obviously knew last week. So get in that little 10-cent car of yours and come on out here, pal. Right out here in my backyard. I'll be waiting for you, okay? Come on.
No, I do not think this is a good idea.
Come on, Sean.
You know he's coming.
Sounds like your challenge has just been accepted, Mr. Stasiak.
That was the biggest mistake of his life. That's the last time you're going to see Jerry Lawler. I'm going to go take care of business right now.
And I'm going to sit right here and watch every minute of it. Lawler, you're a dead man.
We'll find out what happened as the Power Hour will return after this.
So exciting to see that many people in the studios of WMC. You know, it's the mixed emotions that I have watching these Power Pro shows or watching anything from USWA or CWA, that television station located in 1960 Union in Memphis, Tennessee. There was nothing like being there on Saturday morning, the whole process of creating that television and getting there. And when you leave, you had something either to talk about all the way to the next town, all excited and all fired up, or maybe it didn't go like you thought it was going to go. So it's kind of going back to the drawing board. The beauty of professional wrestling, the beauty of Memphis wrestling. This is Brooklyn, Arkansas footage.
Sponsored by Project Graduation. I got some of the cheerleaders with me.
Come out for the state class tonight at 7:30 at Brooklyn High School Gym.
Greg, I would say once we added the bleachers in there and if we're using most of the sides like we did, I would think more like 160. We usually send out 250 tickets per week, but not everybody would come.
Real big night, and I want to go ahead and say, you know, I've been doing a lot of personal appearances, and that's just
Kenny, happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy.
Last night, and the Power Pro matches are coming to Brooklyn tonight. Right. There's a couple people I'd like to thank that were out there that helped me out last night. Some people that organized the event. I'd like to thank Gene Cooper. I'd like to thank Bruce Nims. I'd like to thank all the students from both Valley View High School and Brooklyn. And also two people that helped a lot were Kay Fines, Bob Hendricks, and Terry Presley. I just want to thank everybody and invite everybody to come out and support the seniors tonight.
This is going to be big. It's a big fundraiser for Brooklyn, right?
It's a big fundraiser. It's for Project Graduation. So come out and raise money for the seniors. I think we'll have a real good time. And I've got double duty today. I not only have the match Billy Joe Travis and myself against Randy Hales and his stooge Tony Falk right here on TV today, but I also have Randy Hales in Brooklyn. But, you know, I planned on being there with Billy Travis. And you know how Billy is. I went to meet Billy. We were going to come in together.
Don't tell me he's not here.
Of course, you know, I waited 30 minutes and he's not here. I'm sure Billy will be here. We talked last night. So today, Randy Hales and Tony Falk, lace your boots up real tight because Brandon Baxter and Billy Joe Travis are coming to finish the job.
And don't forget, in Brooklyn tonight, speaking of Brooklyn, we got a lot of action on tour, Corey. Beginning tonight, let's take a look at Power Pro on Tour. Don't forget, there's the email address, powerprowrestling@yahoo.com. And if you would like to have a fundraiser for your group, the phone number you see, 870-932-3028. Here's where Power Pro will be.
Hey, kicks off tonight in Brooklyn, Arkansas, Brooklyn High School. See the lineup, the King, the Superstar, Randy Hales and the Syndicate, the Young Guns, Brandon Baxter there, of course. Advanced tickets at Front Page Cafe, Elders Grocery in Brooklyn.
Glad y'all know it's advanced tickets, not advanced.
Cash Pond there.
That's right.
Every time I see it.
Okay,
And then all seniors there at Brooklyn High School. That's tonight big night. Power Pro tonight over in Brooklyn, Arkansas.
And don't forget the money that's raised is going for a terrific cause, Project Graduation, to keep kids safe on graduation night. Thursday night, Lady Luck Casino at 7 o'clock. Randy Hales and the Syndicate will be there. Ricky Morton on the card.
Brooklyn is
Superstar Bill
maybe
Dundee,
15, 20 miles from Jonesboro, and it did real good. We did about a $4,500 house. It's out on the way from Jonesboro to Peregrine. It's halfway between Jonesboro and Peregrine.
Next Saturday night.
And don't forget, coming up on the 29th.
Can't wait for this one.
At the new Daisy Theater down on Beale Street, Superstars will be there for Power Pro, plus many special surprises. Advance tickets available right now at all Ticketmaster locations. Revenge is sweet. New Daisy Theater.
Yeah,
Friday,
people's
January
moving out of
29th.
Jonesboro, and they have a beautiful campus at Brooklyn schools. A lot of things going in Brooklyn. People kind of moving out of Jonesboro.
So Swifton will now be on Saturday the 30th.
Okay, Mount Pleasant, Mississippi is coming up at the H.W. Byers
Yeah.
Hospital. It's February
And that's near Walnut Ridge, Arkansas.
and Millington, Tennessee.
I don't remember running that, to tell you the truth. I remember Brooklyn because we shot an angle. We shot the angle that led to bringing Michael Hayes back into Power Pro Wrestling for the very first time.
At the Pyramid, going to be a huge crowd at the Pyramid on the 14th. Not a huge crowd here today enjoying themselves, and we got a big match coming up right now. Here is Lance Jade, young man who, in an upset victory, won the Young Guns title. He was able to hold on to it for a while. He is no longer the Young Guns champion. That title match coming up later. Current champion is Baldo. But Lance Jade and his opponent here today, both looking for a victory in this match. For one thing, it keeps him at the top of the list to challenge for the
We
title.
were hoping to have Lance Jade in for this. I had him earlier in the afternoon for the special added show, but he did not show up.
Oh, he says he is definitely one of these.
So we had a no-show. Billy Travis no-show.
I was
This
just going
TV
to say,
show.
he
His opponent today,
pulled a Billy Travis on.
83 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee, Mr. Personalities, Derek Key.
They did not dim the lights for Lance and Derek.
Champion. He has really worked hard to win the
Yeah, I
title.
wonder
So
if he
far,
gave
has
up on it
eluded
that quick.
him, although there are a
I might
couple of
have.
matches that I recall right off the top of my head where he should have won. Things happened that prevented him from getting the victory in the title, but he's still in the hunt for that Young Guns trophy.
No doubt about it. Lance Jade really pumped up today. Leaps over Mr. Personalities, goes under him, comes back.
I agree, should be a good match. Both guys are looking good, and listen how good the announcers are. And oh, here comes Big Mick
with
Tierney.
his Irish flag draped around his shoulders. Tierney out here to insult, no doubt, everybody in sight. That's been what he has done the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah. It seems as though you guys are having a little trouble describing these matches. They asked me to come out here and commentate on this women's match that they're having here right now.
It's not a women's match.
Not a
It's
women's.
number one contender for the Young Guns title.
And-
One
and-
lad
Hey,
there,
Jeff
he
Rogue
looks like he should
Wheeler,
be on the
happy
cover of
Thanksgiving to
Blue
you,
Boy
buddy.
magazine, not in a wrestling ring. And the other one there should be on a horse in the Kentucky
See, even
Derby.
my audience agrees with me, and they see the vibe coming from you. Jeff Frog Wheeler says you're trying to jinx me.
Supposedly headed over toward Lawler's house.
He
He challenged Lawler to a backyard
has
brawl, and
joined the
Lawler accepted.
conspiracy
We'll see what
theory,
happens there.
Adam.
But meanwhile, in spite of what Mick Tierney says, the Irish assassin, we got a fine match
Notice
going
Adam
on.
didn't respond to
I mean, I
that.
put the best wrestler he had here.
This is a hell of a
He's
match.
laying
Big
out hospitals that he
backdrop.
nutbush.
I love
Still
the
doesn't know
way
what his bloody name is.
Derek would go up so high, but there was not a lot of weight to him at that time. He could really
That's the voice of Mick Tierney.
elevate,
and,
take some
There's no
air
doubt
there.
Tierney's tough.
Did a
We'll give you
great
that.
job.
You're tough, you're big, you're strong, you're a fine wrestler.
Mark Ayers, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Ultimate fighting and all that sort of thing. We know you're tough, but a lot of this stuff you pull out here.
Fighting lad, you need to put an octagon in this studio. Then we'd have some real fighting. You know what I mean?
Also,
Was that a 3 count? Yes, sir. Hey, come on, man. Stop off the air. That was a 3
Well,
count
that
for Derek
finish
King.
came up
yeah, he got
out of the
there.
blue, Adam,
Well, Tierney was over
Oh,
here
look out.
jawing away.
Man,
and it's going from bad to worse.
power slams him.
I wonder if Tierney was supposed to do something. I'm going to check your notes. Is that how it was supposed to go?
Oh, my, down to the mat he goes. Look out, Derek. Remember, Tierney's a master of submission holds. He can get you in something punishing very, very quickly. He's got him up in the air. Drops him back hard on the mat.
Come on, Mick.
Well, Greg's
Oh, it
on
just says
here. You
Mick.
know,
Business out here
Mick was
whatsoever.
one of Buddy's favorites.
Mick Tierney just comes
Yes.
out.
All it says is more details later. Mick comes out and does commentary, continues to brag about eliminating Streak from wrestling, then start knocking Jaden King and hits the ring on him. Streak comes out and breaks bottle over the head. Tierney just registers and they fight, and dressing room empties and they drag Mick out.
Looks like the dressing room is about cleared.
They've got him
So
apart.
that went about right.
Bulldog Reigns is over there. Aaron O'Grady.
Except we did have a finish.
Baldo and Vic Grimes had Tierney trying to keep everybody apart. Streak very unhappy.
Yeah.
He has wanted Mick Tierney one-on-one. The only time he got him, he had been advised by doctors not to wrestle.
The people were with Streak there.
And looking for an
Just so
opportunity to
impressive.
go against this big Irishman.
You remember, Dave, last time he was here, Streak collapsed and all that sort of thing, but he looked perfectly good after me. Good to see.
What did I hear? What did I hear? Here's what I got to tell the doctor. He told me not to wrestle. Here you go. Here you go. Because as far as I'm concerned, me, this ain't not the octagon. This ain't no fighting in the middle of the ring or nothing. Wherever I see you, the gas station, the supermarket, at the playground, I'm going to kick your
They
rear
use
end.
real
Just
bots.
remember that.
Streak with a few words for
The secret was,
Mick Tierney.
you know, I'm not going to give up the trip.
Coming up, John Stasiak and the
But it was real
King
glass.
Lawler got their
It was a
young
real
guns
bot.
title when we come back. Take a break and we'll be back to all of it. What a big day coming up on the Power Hour.
Oh, yeah.
Lance said he was trying to get on, and then it just says that he's waiting. So I sent him the link again. So I don't know what's going on there.
Be part of history. Friday night, January 29th, Power Pro Wrestling comes to Beale Street and a historic New Daisy Theater.
You know, we had that problem earlier, but the problem was that I had told you that I had trouble connecting and I had to redo the show, and so I had to send him another link. But you sent the link based on this show, right?
Yeah.
So unless he is trying to click a prior link.
Two great traditions in Memphis,
Who
Tennessee. A
knows?
lot of history to both. Beale Street, of course. I don't have to tell you about the legendary Beale Street. And of course,
You know what? I've never
wrestling in Memphis
seen
is pretty legendary
anybody
itself, and Power Pro Wrestling will be on
use
Beale Street
anything
at
but
New Daisy Theater.
real
The beginning,
co-op.
just the beginning of a brand new tradition.
It's going to be a huge night at Great. It's going to be presented by Auto.
You know what? I
We'll
want
have
you
more
to go
information on that
ahead
coming up next week.
and
Do people ask you to
let's
do
come
that?
out of
They
that.
have a belt, a championship
And
belt.
I have a question. You're not able to rewind, are you?
Not on my end, no.
Okay, let's bring Lance Jade in. Take me off and just have a little chat. He's changed clothes since the last time I saw him about 7 hours ago. He missed his match that we played that I will try to find to rewind back to if I can possibly do that, and we'll watch it again. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the Power Hour. Ha, 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 ha. The Power Hour's here. Lance Jade's here. What's going on, my man?
Here I come to save the show. No need to fear. Your hero, Lance Jade, is here. And for once, Randy Hales, I did not get screwed over in a match.
Well, I don't know if I've done this right. Do you have anything to say to this big mouth Adam? You popped yourself back in. Were you trying to restore order here?
No. I think you've got it queued back up if you want to put the match back on.
Do you think it's in the right spot?
I think so.
Do you need to start it, or do I need to start it? What we're doing here?
Not a huge crowd here today.
All right.
And we got a big match coming up right now.
Lance, your microphone will be hot. Look at you, long blonde hair.
I'm telling you what. Every week I look at this and I'm like, he has hair, he has a body, he doesn't have stomach.
Victory in this match for one thing. It keeps
Agile,
them at the
too.
top of the list to challenge for the
And where did all that go? Where did the hair go? Where did the body go? Where did the quickness go? I want to know that. It's the question of the day, as we're happy to have Lance Jade from Power Pro Wrestling, the Power Pro Original, in the house. Your opponent, you know well, Lance.
I do. Derek King. I've wrestled him well over 100 times. Solo matches. My second match, team match with me and Bobby Brown versus Derek King and Andy Davis, Arkansas. We wrestled in Billy, Osceola. It seems like everywhere I go, me and Derek have always gone against each other.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mick Tierney.
And you have good chemistry together. Now the finish seemed like a screw up, and we'll watch this.
Everybody in sight. That's been
it happened so quick, I wasn't expecting it. So let's watch close.
Well, I do want to say something about that you mentioned earlier today when you mentioned about
this women's match that they're having here right now
on the Power Pro title, but he had really good matches for the championship.
He looks like he should be on the cover
against
Blue Boy magazine,
Kurt Angle, and the one thing about Derek is he hardly ever had. He always had a student of wrestling, prided himself on working as close to perfection possible.
This is a hell of a match right now. Young Derek now. Power Pro lead referee is Aubrey Wayne Peel. There's the big backdrop, and I apologize for everybody.
That's my favorite part of every match with Derek is possible.
That's the voice of Mick Tierney, and
there's no doubt Tierney's tough. We'll give you that. You're tough, you're big, you're strong, you're a fine wrestler.
He's won the Ultimate Fight. He's participated in Ultimate Fight.
This is a hell of a match. Now, the wrestling world was evolving, and you guys, that's the whole idea of this division. You guys are doing great. This is a hell of a match, a 2 count by Derek King. No, you got the 3 count. So what went wrong there?
I don't think that was supposed to.
Derek King, he got the 3 count while Tierney was over here jawing away.
Did you just forget to kick out?
I'm trying to remember now, but
Derek, who has won the match.
I don't remember exactly how that. I did kick out or raise my decided to count it anyways.
Very, very quickly.
I think that's, if I remember correctly, I'm going to blame Aubrey. But to be honest, I don't remember losing this match. I will always remember, as long as I live, is being in the ring with Mick Tierney. Because the ring with Mick Tierney, you knew you were in the ring with Mick Tierney.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Here comes the Spellbinder with the bottle, busted it over his head, and now they fight. We got a Pier 6 brawl.
Here comes the Syndicate.
Here comes the Cavalry.
Looks like the dressing room is about cleared.
They've got them apart. Bulldog Reigns is over there. Aaron O'Grady. They had Streak. Meanwhile, Baldo and Vic Grimes had Tierney trying to keep everybody apart. Streak very unhappy. He has wanted Vic Tierney one-on-one. The only time he got him, he had been advised by doctors not to wrestle. But it looks like
and then we'll listen to the Spellbinder interview. And he goes back to ring. There you see good shots of the Syndicate, Bill Reigns, Tony Paul, Kid Wicked, referee Aubrey Wayne, and here he is, the Spellbinder.
What did I hear? Here's what I got to tell the doctor. He told me not to wrestle. Here you go. Here you go. Because as far as I'm concerned, this ain't not the octagon. This ain't no fighting in the middle of the ring or nothing. Wherever I see you, the gas station, the supermarket, at the playground, I'm going to kick your rear end. Just remember that.
Interview was short and sweet and emotionally tried, and we will get a little chance before we go back into this show. We'll bring Lance Jade, Adam Dunn back in to the thing, and we'll talk general Power Pro Wrestling. The interesting thing about this show is that we are able to bring you in episodic fashion every single week. We started with show number 1, and we're up to show number 40. It's January the 16th, 1999. And the last several weeks, Lance Always Watch has been real exciting. So what would you say your favorite era was of Power Pro Wrestling? Overall, not just favorite. I'm not asking you favorite. I'll ask you in a minute. The favorite era for you. I'm not asking that. I'm asking what you thought the best era was for Power Pro.
The best era, in my opinion, was the beginning. It was energetic. The storylines were great. We got to build, and I thought that was wonderful in itself. How we're able to do that, and the crowds just accepted us immediately. Of course, a lot of us were from the independent. When we went to these towns, a lot of people already knew us, but it was just the studio. I just thought everything was very energized for the first episodes, and I think I left. I can't remember what episode I left on. Maybe about 70 or maybe 60. I can't remember now, but I thought that was the best time I was seeing them. The WWE guys were coming in. The Rock, the Kane Express were there. It was I just thought it was a very fun time.
I think my favorite 2 shows, one of them is not one of your favorite. The very first show is one of my favorites, and absolutely, I think most of the audience would agree with me, and a lot of people, including Adam, would say their favorite was the Rumble on the River. That was one show you didn't particularly like, and I'm proud of that show to this day, absolutely. But you didn't like that too much. I probably left you off of it. That's probably why you didn't like it.
No, I hate battle royals. That's just really what it comes down to. As a personal one, I watched that show back when you played it earlier this year, and not better. And I thought it was very, very well done. And that was the first time I actually saw it. But I just remember living it and being in a tent with mud, and I think it rained earlier that day or something. And
oh yeah, poured down.
From a wrestler standpoint, and then like I said, being in a battle royal, I hate battle royals to be fun because it was a hardcore battle royal, which made it a little bit more enjoyable. But just for me personally, I did not really enjoy that day over it. The show itself, I thought, was a very good show, though.
I would say from show number 1 all the way to probably November of 99, and that's when we had the big chaos, and that's when we lost the WWF developmental deal, and we didn't lose a deal, but WWF insisted to have Cornette book the thing. Cornette favored the OVW guys. From that period, November to Cornette left in February. We lost the deal. Then we brought back some of the local guys and used some of Don Bass's guys. And it took us about 4 months to get going again. And then we did the Evening of the Odds match. Brandon came up with the deal with Ali. You had a change of character, and it was just fun, entertaining, great stuff, and you were excellent in that. We did the deal, again, Brandon's idea. We did the deal with Easy Money. C.B. Wyatt turned into C.B. Hales, my illegitimate son, where they tricked me on the thing. But we did have probably, Adam, what would you say, about a 4-month period, maybe 3 to 5, I would say, where we were trying new stuff and had lost that developmental deal and was just starting from scratch, basically.
Right, yeah, starting from scratch, lost the developmental deal, and I think didn't have Lawler, didn't have Dundee either. So yeah, it was just really basically having to rebirth it all over again. Really not with a whole lot of warning. So it took some time to get talent, get the people acclimated to the new talent, and to go a whole different direction than what you were going.
You know, Tanner, I would have to look. I would think it was Adam might could help me. I would guess it would probably be February of 2000. Is that right, Adam? That the WWE deal went away, and
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I'm not 100%.
I'll look it up, and y'all continue this conversation as you lead it with Lance right now,
Yeah.
and take me off.
Lance, go ahead.
Probably was February because in January, I just remember, I think we're in Jackson, Tennessee, and I had Robbie D, and I forgot who his partner was, and I was it was just irritating me in the ring, something awful, it just wasn't. I don't know what he was trying to prove, but we went to when I got there, and he just started laughing at me, and so I kind of had a feeling that it was kind of planned. And at that point, I was kind of on the back burner anyways, and I think they'll work for Harley Race up in Missouri with Ali. So I actually, since we talked this afternoon, Randy, I talked to Ali. He's an actor now. His name is Bishop Stevens. So hopefully that he'll be up and running to go. So here in the next 2 months, or probably even sooner than that. I did that with Harley, and then when you right when you kind of reinvented the shows, is when Brandon contacted me and came back, and I that was my favorite character. Of course, second part of your question that was my favorite character when I came back. I just felt like I really express as far as I wanted to, express who I wanted to be. And
January 29th of 2000, show number 94. So 50 plus shows later was the last show of developmental. Developmental started in October of 1998. So they went from October of 98 to January of 2000, and then later on in the year, probably September or October, we brought them back. So that's the timeline of WWF developmental.
It's funny, months, and when you're dealing with that on a daily basis, it really seems. But when you talk about writing stories and the week, it goes really fast. But when you're actually living it, it just seemed like it was a whole lot. Someone like me who wasn't under contract, and I don't want to say put feature like I was previously. It seemed a whole lot longer. I want to say, since he did make his big comeback in this show, Venom, Paul Diamond, by far my favorite wrestler of all time. He kind of, and what he did for me in the ring, during the end of the USWA days was really, really special, and it's something I'll always remember.
Well, that's great. And if you can stay with us, we will continue doing the watch party. Are you ready to watch some more Power Pro?
Always.
Let's go, Adam.
Be part of history. Friday night, January 29th, Power Pro Wrestling comes to Beale Street and a historic New Daisy Theater. Revenge is sweet when the King Jerry Lawler promises ultimate revenge when he faces the Blue Chipper Sean Stasiak. The very first Power Pro Heavyweight Champion will be determined with 12 top superstars battle in a huge one-night-only tournament. There's titles at stake, money on the line, scores to be settled, and history to be made. Revenge is sweet. Friday, January 29th at the New Daisy Theater.
Good commercial.
It is two great traditions in Memphis, Tennessee, with a lot of history to both. Beale Street, of course, I don't have to tell you about the legendary Beale Street. And, of course, wrestling in Memphis is pretty legendary in itself. And Power Pro Wrestling will be on Beale Street at the New Daisy Theater, the beginning, just the beginning of a brand new tradition.
It's going to be a huge night. Got great. It's going to be presented by Auto Buyers down there. We'll have more information on that coming up next week. Big night at the New Daisy.
Do people ask you, they do me, are y'all going to have a belt, a championship belt?
Oh, yeah.
I hear that a lot.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, we are. And it starts on the 29th at the New Daisy Theater. There will be a one-night tournament, as you just saw there.
Big one-night tournament with 12 of the top stars participating in this thing, and that's exactly right. The new belt will be handed over to the winner of the one-night tournament.
The Power Pro Champion. It promises to be a belt with a lot of history and prestige just built into it. Look, here's some of the names so far.
Yeah.
Brian Christopher, Billy Joe Travis, Bill Dundee, Mick Tierney, oh, look out. Baldo, Vic Grimes, Rock and Roll Express, Rick Morton.
And the bird.
Greg has nice words to say to you, Adam.
Hey, they want to be part of it. They want to be part of history at the New Daisy Theater on January 29th. That's a Friday night. Make your plans to be there. Tickets on sale at all the Ticketmaster locations. Go
Yes,
ahead.
Adam does a very good job. He doesn't take compliments good because he's ignoring us here.
Also, got big action coming up right here. Stasiak supposedly headed for Jerry Lawler's house.
Yeah.
He was leaving. He issued the challenge. Lawler accepted. He says, here I go. If Stasiak had been smart, he would go the opposite direction. But knowing Stasiak, he probably is headed for Lawler's house. We'll check in on that. The camera's still around over there, and we'll see what happens, if anything, as we go along.
Well, we hear the music from...
And that's the running thread of the show, just like several weeks recently we've done stuff at Lawler's house, and we're going back there again. And this is Kid Wicked, and Kid Wicked is outmatched size-wise as probably the developmental guy that I was the closest to really like and still talk to from time to time is Matt Bloom, Baldo.
Baldo qualifies, and here he comes right here. And it doesn't look like Baldo's dressed to wrestle either. He comes dragging the trophy out here. He brought last week he brought it out here upside down.
Yeah.
He is huge. He's 400 pounds. And
what is he doing? You got a match here, Baldo.
Wicked, wicked, wicked. You know, when I first came down to Memphis Power Pro Wrestling, you were the man who showed me the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, and the place to hang in Memphis. Am I right? At 6'8", 400 pounds versus 5'2", 150 pounds soaking wet, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize you can't beat me. You know, this isn't David versus Goliath. This is Godzilla versus Bambi. But I'm feeling a little bit generous today, so I'm going to let you live to fight another day. Week in and week out, you and the 6 other dwarfs wrestle for this title. That means absolutely nothing to me because it takes nothing to beat nothing. I plan on taking this trophy and melting it down for another set of earrings to this pretty face. So why don't you go take your vertically challenged body to the back, go fix yourself up a bowl of Wheaties, and sign yourself to another match.
Well, the match is signed. Kid Wicked agreed to the match.
Shut your mouth.
Hey, Baldo. Yeah, the fact is you're a big man.
Tony Williams lives in Hawaii
That you're too big.
right now,
to
doing
go on a
great.
wicked trip,
I talk
and
to
you got
him
another thing coming.
real regular.
Now you gotta knock that title. Well, that title and the name of Kid Wicked are one and the same. They're synonymous. There's no secret that I held that title for over 30 weeks, and there's a reason for it. So I suggest, if you want to make earrings out of that trophy and get your face pierced again, get in the ring and I'll pierce it for you.
Kid Wicked says he's ready to go. The match is decided from behind. Baldo nails him.
Yeah, isn't that something? He's just saying, hey, I don't know, this guy's nothing. He's a little bitty dwarf and all this stuff. You would nail him from behind.
You know,
You would think he could
Randy,
at least give him a
am I
fair shot at it instead of jumping
Yes.
from behind. No,
yeah, I will say what
Baldo
said about Tony is absolutely
throws
true.
him in the ring.
He's just a little piece of trash. I'm going to take this trash
was
out.
great.
He talks about how he's going to melt down the
We
young guns,
we drove
and all of this stuff, and how
the advice and the information he would give me just about their likes, dislikes, what different pounds were like. He was very helpful when we used to ride. It was always enjoyable with him. And, I mean, that's where I had at Evansville, Indiana. Tony was and drove home to get that night. But yeah, it was. I didn't get to really talk to Matt much, but he was very easy to work with. And Tony was just a very easy going first rate driver. I learned a lot.
Spins him around. It's a spin doctor. There's a count of 3, and it's all over. But again, not fair.
He's yelling, why did you make me do it? And he's the one that glommed Kid Wicked from behind. Now he's picking him up, and now look at that. As Tony takes a great bump out. And we'll
check on that challenge with Stasiak and Lawler in a moment. Here's Brandon.
Graduation. I'm standing here with some of the seniors now.
We'll come back to me right now, Adam, if we could come back to me and put Lance back on the things. So I already said my favorite WWE developmental guy, and that was Baldo, and certainly proud of him, a big shot, a producer, and at the head of training for the WWE right now, had a run in Japan, several different gimmicks in WWF that they really didn't go far with him, but he's done good in his life. Who was your favorite WWE developmental guy, and who was your least favorite? And I will go ahead and answer, not to put you on the spot. As I go back and watch the shows now, as a wrestler, the guy's grown on me a little bit. I'll tell you, my least favorite of that group was by far. Can you guess who I'm going to say?
Vic Grimes.
Yes. So absolutely Vic Grimes. But as I'm watching some of the stuff that he's done, I think he was so obnoxious and so much know-it-all. That's just slapped me in the face so much, I didn't really pay attention to his work. Bad on me. But your favorite, your least favorite?
My favorite would definitely have to be Steve Brown. Watching him was just one. It was like watching. It was like poetry in the ring. Smooth. It was just. I mean, he was just a wonderful. And I know we've talked ad nauseum about the demons that he had. I enjoyed him the most. Aaron O'Grady, I thought was just fun to hang with. He a few times when he was in town. I always enjoyed kind of with his least favorite, and I know I'm gonna bump heads with you on this one. Was I didn't click with him in the ring. Horrible experience. Either he was, and looking back at it now, it kind of makes some more sense with the demons that he has fought on why I in the ring. But it's just it was just a horrible experience overall, and communicate with him was almost impossible out of the ring. Matt was a good guy. I liked Vic. Vic was funny to me in the stage. I had never had a problem with him, but of course, my action with him was very minimal. It was strictly backstage. It wasn't really professional because we never got into the ring. But I'd have to say Aaron O'Grady and Steve Bradley were two of my favorite. And then, like I said, Kurt, I've told the story before about Tupelo, Mississippi, and him just not, and it's just I just never had a good experience with him.
Yeah, I never had a bad experience. As I look at it in the back, I think he would tattletale and call Bruce Pritchard and say, "I'm not being pushed. I'm not." And he had a the longest win streak in the history of Power Pro. He was the Power Pro champion, and we pushed him like a son of a gun. But coming into the market, I knew it would be short time, so I think he was pushed fine. And so any negatives wasn't to my face. It would, but I always had the idea that he didn't like his experience here at all in any way. And certainly we put him into the Hall of Fame last September, and he was great that day. He was absolutely fantastic. I went to see Jeff Jarrett at a TNA show near St. Louis just several years ago, and I saw Kurt, and that's when in the middle of his demons, Kurt didn't have a clue who I was, not a clue. But thank God he's got better since then. I think he's doing good. So, I'm thinking on that first round. On the second round, guys, I like Bryan Danielson real well. I didn't like Scott Vick very well. I did not like Spanky very well. Adam, I like Pete Gass and Rodney. I don't even think you were here during that era, were you?
No, I wasn't at all after they all left.
Adam, who am I forgetting on round two?
So definitely Pete Gass, Joey Abs, Rodney, K Crush, K Quick,
Lance Cade.
Lance Cade, right?
Yeah.
Lance Cade, Shooter Schultz. Just real quick, Molly Holly was there, but not very long. Victoria was with Steve Bradley the second time.
That was
around.
good.
Yes, very good. The Dupps, the Haas brothers.
Yeah, I didn't like them either.
Didn't care for them?
No.
Let's see.
I hate the fact that Ross has passed away and
right.
That way too young and yeah, they were just sometimes. Did you ever get the Kurt Angles and the Charlie Haas and the Russ Haas and the Shooters? And I never saw that with Mick Tierney. He worked rough and he was a tough son of a gun, but he didn't have that in his mind. Oh, I'm better than everybody else. So Kurt and just didn't get pro wrestling, and I don't think the Haas brothers did either. But again, that was an era you weren't here for, right, Lance?
Not with the Haas's, all them.
I don't remember Bobcat at all, Adam.
She may have been on Power Pro. She was definitely on the Channel 31.
Absolutely. I know who she is. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about
somebody
it.
was asking if Ali was a developmental guy. I don't think he ever had a WWE contract, but did he not leave one time for WCW and then come back?
Yeah, and then came back, and apparently he was signed, change of bookers, change of creative, and so he was signed and went up there and to work at that power plant. Right. Lance, you're friends with him, so you might can answer that better than I can.
During that time, it kind of was blowing a lot of our own work. But he was able to get into the power. I think you're exactly right. I think they changed bookers, and I think that might have been came in. I might be wrong on the timeline, but it's right around that. And that's when WCW just was throwing away all the youth and just go established wrestlers. So yeah, it didn't really bode well for Ali at that.
Now we're going to get back into the show in just a second. Lance, we didn't have any problems this afternoon. We're missing about every 5 or 6 words, so we're having audio problems with you. So we're going to thank you let you have some last words today, and you're welcome. Just shoot me a text anytime you want to come on, because on the Monday show, you in the time period that you were here for, I would love to have you on. And so I don't know what issues we're having, but we are having audio issues on your end tonight.
Yeah, I don't. It was for a while they were saying it. I have a wrong browser, but it's the exact same browser that I had earlier today. So I don't know what the deal is, but I'll work again sometime. But remember April 2023, the single great history will be coming back to Memphis. That's right. Lance Jade will make his. Have a good rest of the show, Randy.
And one more thing. When you go out at the Earl Bell Community Center, when you go out in April of 2023, you have that microphone in hand. Your last words today will be what you will tell the Jonesboro audience when you walk out at the Earl Bell Community Center in April of 2023. Take it again.
You're going to hear the exact same thing that I start off with every single time I come on the show, and every single time here I come to say the show. There's no need to fear. Your hero is here.
All right, Lance. Thank you very much, buddy. You did a great job. Thank you very much. As we let him go away, we bring Adam Dunn. If he's still around, we'll pop him back in, as we had a little run-in on the show. We had a little concert in the show. And were you hearing the audio issues as well?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it was on his end, not on ours.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so, because you and I sound good, and I think the show sounds good. So it may have just been a connection issue. Looked like he may have been on a cell phone, so quite possible.
And he was on his cell phone when I talked to him earlier today, and we had no issues at all. And Panetta says, likes Lance Jade, and Greg says, great show so far. Greg was saying that the Bobcat was on one Power Pro show, and when we get there, as far as the episodic wise, we will see Bobcat, and we'll find out who Bobcat wrestles. Are you ready to finish up this show?
Let's do it.
We'll go to episode 40 underway. Here we go.
Too sexy, Brian Christopher. Well, that's not too sexy. That's Randy Hale who's making his way around. The founder, the owner, the president of Power Pro, and he's got big Grimes with him.
Big thing, a lot of things going on. I want to see that backyard fight for sure.
Where's Brian Christopher?
I wanted to tell you that something terrible has happened.
What?
Brian is real bad sick, Corey. Took a real bad sickness, and I don't know what happened. Medical attendants are back there, and Vic is going to take his place. Will you destroy somebody? Oh,
what do you think, Dave? He says Brian Christopher's gotten sick on him.
I don't know.
No, he ain't sick. You're sick. I just figured this out. Stasiak left, and so did Brian Christopher, because you sent him to Lawler's house, and that's where I'm going. Yeah, he did, Mike.
Hey, you know what? Bill is probably right. Yeah, Randy says don't pay any attention to Dundee, but Dundee's got a point what he said, Dave.
Now we got to come out. We got to come out.
Stasiak headed to Lawler
and get you back on. Now, is that not genius television?
It is. I'm curious. So was that laid out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because I was thinking earlier when Brian said he was going to stay, I was thinking, well, isn't Brian in the clip at the show later? So I guess it was setting that up. Yeah. Same thing with Dundee.
So Dundee came as the babyface and smartened off, said, I know what's going on. And he said, I'm going over there now, and it plays out. But now we have Vic Grimes in action. That is just great episodic and segment to segment storytelling, because the first thing we did was the Dundee Stasiak match. We involved Brian in it. Then we said Stasiak was heading to Lawler's house. We had a Lawler interview saying that backfired him on last week, and that's why he left Stacy at home. But he was at TV, and that could have turned out bad. It was just all genius stuff. And as I'm sporting my K-Fine t-shirt, we will right now go back to show number 40.
And he says that Brian's with him, and Dundee's on his way over there also.
Good for Bill. If he heads that way, if that's true, that's going to be an uneven situation.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Referee calling for the bell. So Vic Grimes is substituting for Brian Christopher. Is that right?
Isn't it terrible, Dave? You know it's going around, don't you? A terrible sickness.
Yeah, there is a terrible sickness going around, and it's spelled Sean Stasiak and Brian Christopher.
No doubt about it.
And they're going down Walnut Grove right now, apparently.
I wouldn't do anything underhanded like that. You know, be better. Let me ask you this. I didn't know this was. I mean, how in the world did the Power Pro Cruise go? Who authorized that? I can't believe Brandon Baxter was there at a personal appearance in Brooklyn, Arkansas tonight, and my favorite team in the world, Valley View, got cheated last night. Did you know that? Brandon Baxter paid off the referees. He knows I like Valley View.
I doubt that he did that.
I'll take care of him tonight.
I don't think you can pay off those referees, for one thing.
Oh, Grady, did you see that move?
What a move on Big.
This is a hell of a match, and it's funny as here we are in 2022, and what football team am I supporting?
That's fine. We'll see what
Valley View.
Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Did you see that move by O'Grady? What a move, man. He went
Now,
these two guys, will have a good match because they have good matches before they got to Power Pro. So anytime they're in the ring together, it's usually pretty good.
They were discovered in California. They started at the same time, worked together a lot. I'm glad.
Right on top of it.
Yes,
says, hey,
yes.
you gotta break that
I'm
thing.
glad
Found
Al
out,
and
you
like this, that Al's saying good camera work.
Between Sean Stasiak, Jerry
Oh, yeah.
That is great. You do a great
You can't
job.
put Channel 5 and James Estes over enough. Definitely great camera work.
Yeah,
the whole crew
and
there.
A very astute observation by Dundee to be paying attention to what's going on in
Just
the
around the
dressing
time
room
you had
area.
Janice
That
and Carl and Shadow and all those
Randy
guys.
out here saying he has been taken suddenly ill.
Sick, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a heck of a match.
Hanging up, and Christopher in his interview
Talking
said,
Memphis
I'm gonna be
Wrestling
right
coming
here
up
watching.
tomorrow night at 7
Yeah,
o'clock.
right. O'Grady hanging upside down from the top ropes. Vicious,
A lot of
Vic
stuff to
Grimes
talk
working
about.
on him. He had his boot
Love the
across his
reaction
chin.
shots of the crowd.
Yeah, they did great.
Still got O'Grady hanging upside down over there.
Aaron O'Grady, of course.
Referee
We
tells
lost
him, hey,
him
you gotta break
too
that.
soon in life. Died young.
Just
He's
dropped
caught
him.
in
Just
there.
let him hang there
He
upside down. Now
became
O'Grady flips into the ring.
Crash Holly.
Vicious Vic. He's vicious, all
And
right.
if you think, of course, you would think the person that had the most success from this Power Pro crew would be Kurt Angle, there's no doubt. But right up there would be Crash Holly.
That one should be it.
Wouldn't you say?
Look at Vic on the top rope. Look out, Aaron. He
Of
was-
that era. Of course,
That-
later
yeah.
on,
He would have mashed him all
Brian
the way through
Daniels.
the mat.
Man, oh man,
Absolutely.
O'Grady. He climbs up on the top, flies off with a big drop kick. And Aaron
And listen to the
O'Grady
crowd. They
back
are
on his
into it.
feet. And he wants a piece of Big Grimes. Runs right into him. Grimes had something he pulled out of his tights.
Yeah, he jabbed him in the throat with something. I don't know what, but it looked like he went to the tights.
Oh, look at this. O'Grady
hey, Richard Hood back in the house.
slammed down by Vicious
And I
Big
believe
Grimes.
that's probably it. Hit him with the
There's a
gimmick,
cover.
covers him up. 1, 2,
I could almost
and
tell you that
3.
one was
And
over.
Vic
I'm not
Grimes,
sure
that
O'Grady's
might be
breathing well
Vic's
yet. After
first
being nailed in the
single
throat by
run,
something
single win
from Vic
on
Grimes.
Power Pro Wrestling. But this was the advantage
Aaron
of
O'Grady
Power Pro
finally
Wrestling
fought a
over
good
any
fight.
developmental
Corey, I know
territory,
that
Adam,
Stasiak is now
because
arriving at,
they
Jerry
come to
Lawler's
established
house.
television
Take a look right
show
here.
with great tradition and had that opportunity to do live television. I probably should have got more money, and look at that as we show the bumper shot and Stasiak. So The advantage Power Pro had over any developmental, the fact that we did live TV. And watch this.
Would you just wait, Sean? I'm not unlocking this door. You're crazy if you think I'm opening this door. No!
Lawler, that was a great camera shot, Adam.
A great camera shot, and Stacy's reaction, all of that was wonderful.
Jerry, stop! Jerry, stop it!
Watch this, folks, if you hadn't seen it. It is great.
Imagine being Lawler's neighbor.
Oh. No pumpkin this time. No pumpkin. No pumpkin. No pumpkin. Watch the car. Watch the car. Lawler with the advantage. Yeah, say now. From the back of the car. We see it.
Stop it! Leave him alone! Stop it!
Get out of here, me! You want fire? Fire the jacket!
Stop it! Get out of here! Stop it! Leave him alone!
Expect the unexpected, Adam, on Power Pro Wrestling, man.
Stop it, Brian! Leave him alone! Just leave!
Yeah! You want fire? What are you doing? Just burn him!
What?
Yeah, he burned you!
Stop it, y'all!
Yeah!
Son, stop it! What are you doing? What are you doing?
The timing on this had to be great.
Stop it! Brian, no!
Get him! Here!
Oh, God, no!
You want to play with fire? No, look! Taste your own medicine! Look! Hey!
I like how none of these cars slid.
Hey, are you all right, man? Hey,
Watch how Stacy got pulled out of here.
You all right?
Oh, my God, you're nuts!
Hey, goofy, man.
Wow. How about that, people? We had a fire in the backyard of Lawler, attempted burning of Lawler,
arrived just in time, it looked like.
and
Bill
Dundee arrived
and
in
Jerry,
the nick
I think,
of time.
standing by right now.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're there, let's go to you for a comment or two.
First of all, I want to thank Bill Dundee. If it hadn't been for you, Bill, it's no telling what those idiots would have done. Hey, you want to play with fire, Sean Stasiak? You want to try to stick my face in fire? Well, I'll tell you something. We'll do a little playing with fire, pal. The next time I see you, I'm making this promise right now. You or Brian Christopher. I don't care if it's tonight in Brooklyn, Arkansas. I don't care if it's down at Lady Luck Casino or right here in Memphis at New Daisy.
You must have walked away from the
Sean Stasiak,
TV.
when I see
Dundee
you, I'm
wrestled
gonna light you up like a
Stasiak
Roman
on
candle.
that show.
I promise you.
And then
he's going to do something that's going to happen.
Stasiak said he's going to Lawler's house. Then I came out and said that Brian was sick and couldn't have his match. And Dundee came out. I know what y'all doing. You
I
sent
guess
them
fire
to
department
Lawler's
over
house.
Craighead County better be on standby
And so
tonight. In
Dundee
that
came
case,
to make the
Lawler's gonna
save,
come
but he had
looking for him,
wrestled
and he's mighty upset.
a few matches early.
Well, of course not. After all of that.
Up in his house and all of that stuff.
Speaking of upsetting, here comes the founder, the owner, and the president of Power Pro Wrestling, Randy Hales again. Randy, what now?
I just want everybody to know that this is a big, big match. Tony Falk, yes, sir. You better be ready. All right, tough match today. Tough match with that Billy Travis and Brandon Baxter. You take care of Travis. I'll take care of Baxter.
All right, it's Billy Joe
Still
Travis
talking
coming
about
in here
Billy
with
Travis
Brandon
even now.
Baxter
Yes.
to battle Randy Hales and Tony Falk.
Well, we've been
The
talking
security
about
guard's like,
this
kid,
one
you're about to get
on
run
X
over.
ever since we kicked off the Power Hour today, and we are here for this tag team action. Here's Brandon Baxter.
Here's Brandon by himself. You know, Billy Joe wasn't here earlier. I wonder...
And we never saw Billy again.
Brandon, I see you're alone.
you can tell,
he's still not here, huh?
no, Billy's not here. I talked to him last night. He knew how important this was. I don't know if I've been stood up, set up, or what the deal is. I want to wrestle. I'm dressed to wrestle.
What?
So maybe we can make it a singles match, and I'll wrestle Randy.
So it's not a forfeit. You want to wrestle?
I'll wrestle. I'm here now. What's going on?
Billy Joe Travis is not here. Brandon wants to just wrestle. You make it a single instead of a tag team, okay?
Brandon wants to.
Yeah.
Brandon, you the matchmaker around here all of a sudden? Hey, this was signed as a tag team match, and that's what we're going to give the people.
But Billy's not here.
It's going to be a tag team match, all right. No single match. It's going to be a tag team match, a handicap tag team match, because it's going to be me and Tony against you, Brandon.
That's not fair.
It's going to be us. Go ahead and get
Whoa! Brandon!
Oh, look out.
Likes right into Randy Hales. Referee says, hey, ring the bell. Let's get it started. Randy Hales says a handicap tag team. Well, I've heard it all.
You got to admire Brandon for wanting to carry on. What he really wants to do is just get to Randy Hales, and he did very quickly.
Old time heel, cheating quickly, has the size advantage.
It was 2 against 1. Randy has just walked out. But meanwhile, Brandon going against Tony Falk.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Randy back with a chair. What are you doing?
He is going to be eliminated forever. Forever.
Randy with a folding metal chair headed for the ring. It's already 2 against 1 as Brandon's partner, Billy Joe Travis, is a no-show. And now, Tony picking Brandon Baxter up.
Boy, I tell you. Falk body slams him down.
Tony Falk, one of my favorite
Randy
things.
hands the chair to Tony. Yeah, the bell is wrong already, hasn't it? If not, it should with that foreign object in there, so there's the bell. Tony is not too thrilled, doesn't look like, to hit Brandon with a chair.
Well, that double teaming Baxter, yeah, Tony, he's got the chair and he's saying...
We were going to have the match if Travis would have been there. I don't remember what the finish was supposed to be.
Trying to talk Randy out of it, trying to tell Randy he shouldn't do it. Meanwhile, look out, Brandon's got the chair and nails Randy Hales with it. There goes Dr. Tony. Brandon Baxter, the last man standing, as Tony is out of the ring, and Randy Hales is down.
He's literally looking dead in the ring.
Randy Hales, that's just a taste of what you're going to get tonight in Brooklyn, Arkansas.
The standing room only crowd behind Brandon.
Brandon Baxter leaves Randy Hales lying on the mat. And I guarantee you, he's seeing stars here in the middle
You know,
of the
as I look at these notes,
Brandon, Tony Falk,
the note says Falk and Hales versus Baxter, and the finish is exactly what they just did. So we knew going into this that Travis wasn't going to beat.
Yep, no doubt about it.
I had no business bringing a chair in here. Randy would not go one-on-one against Brandon Baxter. He insisted it would be a handicap match. And Brandon said, Brandon just wanted to get to Randy so badly, he just agreed to it and jumped Randy right out in front of the desk. And then as the chair comes in, I'm still a little perplexed by Tony Falk because
He was wondering the same thing. He had the chair in there and wouldn't use it.
couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was obviously telling Randy, no, I'm not going to hit him with a chair, and you shouldn't be doing that, RH. But he's helping Randy out of the ring right now. They head back to the dressing room. Some of this will continue in Brooklyn tonight. And, of course, we'll have more next week on the Power Hour, live from TV5 right here at 11 o'clock. Hope you'll join us then. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
All right. What a Power Pro show we had this week. Enjoyed it. It was great. And here's Adam Dunn to tell you about next week and then the highlights of the next few weeks. Adam Dunn.
All right, yeah, so coming up, we've got show number 41, the January 23rd, 1999 edition. Hey, listen to this. Starting things out next week, Rick Morton will be in action going against Derek King. We'll see the Superstar going against Venom. We saw him earlier today. Stasiak and Lawler have a situation out in the parking lot. And then we'll see Streak going against Brian Christopher. Tony Falk, Tony Falk, you saw he kind of had some issues this week. And next week you're going to see, once again, the evolution of Tony Falk into Boy Tony. So if you've never seen that, join us next week for that. Vic Grimes and Baldo take on Aaron O'Grady and Bulldog Reigns. That should be a very good match. We get an interview with Kid Wicked and Lance Jade, who we had on the show earlier today. Next week, Lance will be taking on the Birdman, Coco Beware. That's coming up next week. And hey, in a couple of weeks, you'll want to be around for Bruce Pritchard coming to make the Power Pro Wrestling developmental deal official. All that's coming up here in the next couple of weeks on the Power Hour. The Birdman, Coco Beware, and Rick Morton. Next week, Randy's going to be some good stuff. You'll want to be here for it next Monday night.
We got so many big things coming up. We got Thanksgiving coming up Thursday, and we'll do this deal. You know, I like talking about non-wrestling stuff. What in your life were you thankful for, Adam Dunn?
Oh gosh, way to put me on the spot there. No, just obviously thankful for all the things that most everyone's thankful for: the job, friends, family, everything like that. I'm thankful that we have our little community that watches these shows with us every week. I think been building the audience, and people really enjoy it, and just fun to go back and relive all of these shows, and just all the friendships I've made just throughout knowing people in the wrestling business and everything. And like I said, I have phone calls with people that when I was a kid, I never thought I would ever meet or talk to. And I've just gotten to meet through this the involvement with wrestling and everything. So I just really thankful for that. Thankful for our friendship, Randy. I can't believe now it's been almost 5 years that we've been doing stuff together. So that's just the kind of things that I'm thankful for.
One thing that I was, up until Saturday, I was thankful for. I was thankful that I had a working car that I made money off of, but now you jinxed me, and now I might lose everything I have. I don't know what's going on, but a little scoop that I'm not going to all the way tell this scoop, but no, come back on here. Don't do that to me. Get back in here. You've had, and I've had, as a matter of fact, I was late getting on our production meeting. I don't know if you could hear me. Could you hear me talking in the background? I was in the other part of the house.
Yes.
Did you know who I was talking to?
Yes.
I was talking to Whoopi D of PG-13. You've talked to Whoopi several times lately, and we're looking for something that will be, you're probably surprised I would even do it, but this would be a big reunion. We would do it right here on this show, and we're working on that today, and it will help him and them, and it would help this show. And so I'm looking forward to Greg liked the show today. Al liked the show today. Michael Hood liked the show today, and Richard says I'm thankful for my health and strength and be able to talk about old school professional wrestling. Happy Thanksgiving, Adam.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, Randy. And everybody watching.
I'm invited to 2 different Thanksgiving. One is here in Jonesboro. So if my car's not fixed, that's no problem. I can have any number of people come get me and take me the other part of town to Valley View. No problem whatsoever. The other problem will be a problem if my car's not fixed. I can't go to Cabot, which is near Little Rock, which would be a couple of hours away. So I was going to do one at 12 and one at 2:30. And so if the car's not fixed, that's not a good situation. I am thankful for the fact that, for like everybody else, for family, that it's getting bigger all the time. I'm thankful for the opportunity to still be able to say I'm Memphis Wrestling born, Memphis Wrestling bred. When Randy Hills by God dies, I'll be Memphis Wrestling dead. All right, for Adam Dunn and Lance Jade, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we are out.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling.